Hello, welcome to the last lesson of this module, and this is titled How to Write Unconventional Cover Letter. In the previous lesson, we spoke about the unconventional cover letter. It was an introduction to the unconventional cover letter, and in this lesson, we're looking at how do you write the unconventional cover letter. The first thing you need to know is you need to pay attention to application guidelines or instructions. We'll be mentioning this and I'll still keep talking about it, but the rule of the game is paying attention to guidelines and instructions. So pay attention, know what is required. If you consider the last samples that I read, you can go back to the previous lesson to get yourself acquainted with the last sample. There are so many instructions that were given. They are even asking that you give a weighted average to your task and responsibility, the percentage of time you're spending on each task. This is part of the application guideline and instructions that you need to pay attention to and stick with it while writing your cover letter. Then have a thorough understanding of the job requirements. I'll be mentioning this in the other traditional cover letter, and the same still applies to the unconventional cover letter. You need to understand the job requirements. You need to understand the job, the duties, the responsibilities. You need to understand it. There is no shortcut to this. So your understanding of this will give you an opportunity to be able to write what you're asked to. Even if it's a 10-page you're asked to write, or even lesser, since you know what you're being required, since you have a hang on the job description, the responsibility, the task, the key performance indicators, then you will stick to this and write effectively. You also need to conduct a thorough research on the company and industry and even on the school, because I said earlier that cover letter is not restricted to job application. You can also use it for admission into schools. So you need to conduct a thorough research and know why you're even choosing that particular company, why you're choosing that school. So if you are being asked, you know what to say, you know how to defend or justify your reason for choosing that particular school or for applying to that particular company or that specific industry. However, please avoid copying and pasting the exact information on your resume, on your CV. Avoid copying and pasting it on your cover letter. Tell your accomplishment stories in different words. Make it different from your CV. Use another phrase, use another word to communicate the same information. Check synonyms and use another word to describe what you've done. So don't just copy and paste. I see a lot of people just copying and pasting their CV on their cover letter. Avoid doing this. Then also, you need to iterate your measurable and quantifiable achievements. We'll be mentioning this. The achievements that are relevant to the role. I mentioned in previous module how you can match the exact achievements to a particular role. Look at relevant achievements, relevant accomplishments, and include it in your cover letter, because employers are looking for candidates that will come, hit the ground running, and get the job done in no time. Everybody wants a performer, everybody wants somebody on their team that can do the job. So if you're that kind of a person, let your cover letter demonstrate this and let it show the recruiter that this is who you are and this is what you can do. In a case when you don't have the required experience for the job, you need to highlight your transferable skills and potentials for the role. Your transferable skills can be in terms of communication, team skills, presentation. These are skills that can apply to any industry, apply to any job. If you don't have the required experience or the required number of years of experience on this role, but you have potentials for the role, you can highlight that. Or you've done projects. It could be academic project, it could even be a short-term project, maybe a 2-day project, or a 1-day project, and it is relevant to this role. Please mention it. You're trying to put your best foot forward, so you need to put in as much accomplishment as possible. Your transferable skills, mention it. It's not about, I have communication skills, I have team skills. It's not just writing that. It's about you coming out with experience, or telling your story of how you have done something, how you have applied a particular skill, and how it helped the business to achieve what it achieved, and how you can replicate such in this company. And another key to doing this is you using the STAR method when you're writing your accomplishments. What is the STAR method? The STAR method has to do with what was the situation, what was the task, what was the action, then what was the result. Remember, I said STAR, STAR. The situation, the task, the action you took, or a group or in a team, then the result or outcome of your action. So this is one of the ways that you can use to communicate your achievement on your cover letter. We have come to the end of this module and to the end of this course. Thank you for listening.